Hey everyone, this is Riddle Hugger AJ Raven. I'm here with my recap and review of the Boruto anime episode number 242, which is titled Seiren, who is basically the lead daughter of the Funato clan. And I actually like this episode. I like the action sequences, I like certain visuals and the lighting effects and all of that. This was, in my opinion, one of the more visually pleasing episodes from the Boruto anime series. So yeah, this episode opens up with Chojuro basically trying to get the Fanato clan to surrender, and Chojiro's like, you won't be winning this war, I want you all to surrender right now. And of course the Fanato clan just laugh at him, and I'm like, you know what? If you guys do end up going into a war with Chojuro and the Hidden Mist and everyone involved, he could easily ask the rest of the Kages to intervene and help him. So I'm not really sure what the Funato clan's long-term plan here is here. Anyway, moving on, we get to see Kagura, and Kagura's got a new orders that, of course, Chojuro wants him to get on to bring a group or a team of ninjas to the front lines in order to aid in the war. And Kagura's like, you know what, I would be okay doing all of this, but I won't be leaving this place until I am certain that my friends from the Hidden Leaf Village are safe. And of course, the person who brings him the message, he's like, you know what, orders are orders, Kagura, you have to do this. And Kagura's like, okay, so I guess if these are my orders, I guess I have no other choice. So while that's happening, we see Hibichigo looking towards the sea using a telescope. And in the previous episode, which I wasn't able to cover, Hibichigo basically tried to kill Kagura, assassinate him, because she's like, you know what, if we end up killing Kagura, then the curse marks will be removed. And she tries to do it, but of course Kagura is able to save himself. And yeah, Hibichigo then ran away. So then and this is why we see her looking at the sea, and she actually sees the Funato ship coming towards the island, and she's like, I can sense a storm brewing. And she's like, you know what, let's see where this leads to. So we cut to Salad, Boruto, Mitsuki, and Kawaki basically trying to figure out what to do next. They're like, you know what, the war in the Northern Seas has started. And Boruto's like, we just can't go home, right? We can't leave our friends here. We have to help Kagura. And Salad is like, you know what, Boruto, I get where you're coming from, but orders are orders. We were just here to see whether or not there would be a terrorist attack. And our mission doesn't involve getting involved or participating in a war. And Kawaki is like, yup, this is how villages work, right? We get an order, and after we get an order, that's when we are able to act. And he's like, you know what, being a captain, that must be tough. And yeah, Salad is trying to balance her duties as a team captain and also her duties as a friend to Boruto and the rest, because of how she is as a character, of course she would want to stay back and help Kagura and the rest, but she can't do that until she has specific orders from the Hidden Leaf. Anyway, Salad is like, you know what, the weather is changing. Mitsuki is like, yep, it's probably going to rain tonight, so let's go back and go to sleep. But Boruto's like, you know what, you guys head back. I just want to walk around and take in this air a bit more. For a bit longer. And Mitsuki and Salad and Kwaki are like, okay, suit yourself, see you later. So as Boruto is walking, he's wondering about Ikeda. He's like, before we leave, I think I should go and meet Ikeda. And as he's walking, he ends up noticing these two people talking about how there's a dark fog around them, and that is quite unusual. And Boruto's like, dark fog, huh? So we cut to the ship dock where Ikeda helps repair ships, and this is where we get to see some of the workers mention that Ikeda ended up going home because he was like, you know what, I have a headache. And they're like, yep, Ikeda was lying. And we get to see Ikeda's boss overhearing the conversation, and I think he's worried about Ikeda as well. And then we cut to Ikeda. He's in his room and he's basically working on some ship plans, I guess. And he also remembers what his sister told him in the previous episode about how she'll come to take him away. And yeah, I'm like, you know what? Ikeda versus Boruto is inevitable at this point, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how that will work out and what kind of top-notch jutsu Boruto ends up using on Ikeda. And then we cut to Seiren. So it turns out that the dark fog is actually being produced by Seiren. It's coming out of her shoulders, I guess. And yeah, Seiren is like, we are nearing the island, so Funamashi, a new character, she's like, go in and I want you to go attack Kagura. However, as far as that yellow-haired boy is concerned, I'll take care of him. And Funomashi is like, you know what? Just so you know, I've learned that that kid is actually the Hokage's son. And Seiren is like, you know what? It doesn't matter. I'll dispose of him myself. And I'm like, really, really, Seiren? You're going to go and attack the son of a Hokage, and not just any Hokage. You're going to go and actually kill Naruto's son? Don't you think that he'll want revenge? Don't you think that he'll come and basically defeat the entire Funato clan on his own? Like, come on, Seiren. Think about this. But yeah, she's like, no, I'll go and I'll attack him on my own. And I'm like, Seiren, good luck. And she's like, Funomashi, go. So it turns out that Funomashi has the power to summon these leeches. And it turns out that these leeches are able to control other people as long as they're drinking their blood. And we get to see the leeches start attaching themselves to different people. It attaches themselves to guards. It even attaches itself to Bantan. It even freaking attaches itself to Kawaki. And I'm like, oh, I actually wanted to see Saladin Mitsuki trying to fight mind control Kawaki. And I also wanted to see Buntan trying to attack her teammates. But yeah, this episode didn't show us any of that. But it is what it is. So we cut to Seiren attacking Boruto, and she notices Boruto sitting alone on a bench, and as she's about to attack him, this is when another Boruto comes from behind her, and Boruto's like, okay, so you know what, after I heard that the dark fog is unusual, I kept my guard up, so who are you, what do you want? And Seiren doesn't answer him. She covers herself in smoke, and then she shoots a chakra arrow at Boruto, and it turns out that it's a clone, and when the clone disperses, this is where Boruto realizes that, I'm under attack, and he runs away, and Seiren gives chase, and she continues to hit him with chakra arrows, and Boruto is like, yep, your aim is great, but I'm not going to let you hit me. And then we cut to Denki's cabin, and yeah, Denki and Awabi ended up noticing a leech, and Denki used a spray on a leech in order to kill it, and then Awabi is like, okay, I didn't know that you have such a spray on you. And Denki is like, well, it's just that I don't like insects, and what do you reckon this leech is able to do? And this is where Metal Lee is like, well, it turns out that this leech is able to control other people as long as it's sucking their blood, huh? So yeah, Denki's cabin is under attack as well, and Metal Lee is able to keep one of the guards at bay, and he's like, and they hear an explosions at the dock, and yeah, Metal Lee is like, I'll take care of this guard. Denki, Iwabe, you go and help the boss. So while that's happening, Kagura wants to go to the dock to help as well, but he ends up getting attacked by Funomashi, and yeah, Funomashi's attack leads to Kagura losing grip of the sword, and this is where Funomashi is like, yep, you're nothing without the sword. And as these two are fighting, Hibichiko is basically looking at the conflict, and she's like, yep, as long as this battle leads to Kagura dying, I'll be okay with it. So Iwabi and Denki are able to reach the boss's dock in time, and Denki is like, yep, Iwabi, go and protect everyone, and Iwabi is like, yep, don't. And basically I think there are like 3 or 5 Funato clan members attacking the dock, and Iwabi, I guess, is going to be taking all of them on his own, which, good for you, Iwabe. So we got to Funomashi and Kagura, and this is where Funomashi is like, yep, you're nothing without your sword. You have lost what it means to live by the heart of the sea. Basically, it's a spiel about how you live by the sea, you die by the sea, and yada yada yada, and how only the strong survive. And Kagura's like, you're crazy, Funomashi. And yeah, then we cut to Funomashi using one of his attacks, and it's called Imminent Danger, and it kind of reminded me of Kiba's attack, and yeah, it's basically Funomashi turning himself into a whirlpool with his blades, a bladed whirlpool basically, and attacking Kagura, and Kagura is able to dodge the attack. He picks up the sword, and then these two fight again, and Kagura's like, you know what, I get where you're coming from, but but your notion doesn't necessarily justify you still being a pirate. And Funomashi is like, I'm not here to talk to you, I'm here to kill you, and then your friend is going to be killed by Seiren, and of course Kagura doesn't want Boruto to get hurt. And while Kagura is busy with Funomashi, Hibichiko is like, you know what, his back is vulnerable, I can go in and kill him right now. But before she can do that, a mind control person ends up attacking Hibichiko, and Metal Lee comes in, and Metal Lee is like, Hibichiko, get down. And she does, and Metal Lee ends up attacking the guy, and he's like, oh, you're okay now, right? And Hibichiko is like, yeah, I'm okay. So yeah, this is where Funamashi ends up coming at Kagura with this imminent danger attack again, and of course Kagura is able to block the attack, and Kagura's like, you know what, I don't have time for this. I need to go and help Boruto, and he ends up hitting Funamashi, and yeah, Funamashi is down, and I was like, yep, Kagura is very strong. He just needs to showcase more of his power more often. And as far as the visuals are concerned, I really like the scene, the use of the light and the colors and everything. So Bruto is still being attacked by Seiren, and he tries to ask Seiren why she's attacking him. And Seiren is like, you know what, you people from the city, you are very different, thinking that if you ask questions, you'll get the answers. Well, you know what, I'm not going to give you any answers. I'm just here to kill you. And Bruto tries to dodge her attacks. However, one of the arrows hits his arm, and his arm goes numb, and he's like, you know what, this is bad. I need to go. I need to find better cover. And as he's running away, this is where we get to see that Seiren is able to keep track of her targets, through the use of echolocation, which is used by bats and dolphins as well. And this is why she's able to figure out where Bruto is hiding. So basically, when you're up against Seiren, hiding is futile. It won't do you any good. And Kagura notices Bruto running away, and this is where Seiren shoots an arrow at Bruto again. However, Kagura blocks the arrow with his sword, and he's like, Bruto, are you okay? Bruto's like, yep. And Kagura's like, you know what, we need to get out of here. And he picks up Bruto, and they both run away to find cover. And this is where Kagura checks Bruto, and he's like, yep, your arm is going numb, but you know what, your chakra flow has been disturbed, but don't worry, it will come back to you in time. And this is where Kagura ends up explaining Bruto a bit of Seiren's powers, and how she uses echolocation, and how she's a long-range fighter. And because both of these, both Kagura and Bruto are short to mid-range fighters, they need to close into Seiren. But it's going to be tough, and they're like, you know what, we have to do this, so let's go to this nearby warehouse, and then we'll come up with a plan in order to attack her. So yeah, the plan kind of works, because Kagura is like, you know what, I'm going to use my sword to block her arrows, and then Bruto, you'll come in and attack her. And yeah, Kagura goes in, Seiren shoots an arrow, Kagura gets ready to block the arrow, and Seiren is like, nope, my arrows are special. But so it turns out that by using her weapon, she basically, her weapon reminds me of a harp as well, because she's able to play notes, and depending on the note she plays, she's able to actually move the to shift the trajectory of the arrow. And that's exactly what happens, because at first the arrow was coming straight at the sword, but then she hits a note, and the arrow actually jumps up and hits Kagura right on the shoulder, and he falls down. And of course Bruto is like, Kagura, are you okay? And Kagura's like, no, keep hiding. She deliberately missed one of my vital spots, and that's just how snipers work. She ended up injuring me so that you will come out, and then she'll get to attack you. And it kind of reminded me of how the Raptors used one of those people in Jurassic Park 3 in order to get the others out. And he's like, yep, Seiren is going to hit you, so keep hiding. And Seiren is like, I don't think that will work on me. And she ends up and she begins provoking Boruto, and she's like, yep, I think you have been taught to abandon your friends, and yada yada yada. And of course Boruto, being the type of character he is, he will never abandon his friends, and he's like, yep, I have to do something. So he runs towards Kagura, and take note, it's already raining and there's thunder outside. So it turns out that Boruto, because he's a smart character, he runs towards Kagura, and before Seiren can hit him, there's thunder, and the sound of the thunder ends up disrupting her own echolocation, and that's how the arrow misses Boruto. And yeah, Boruto is able to pick up Kagura and take him away to safety. And this is where Kagura is like, Boruto, that was very reckless of you. And Boruto's like, no, it was part of my plan, because Seiren uses echolocation. I actually waited for there to be thunder in order to disturb her echolocation. And yeah, we can use the thunder to our advantage. However, we need to act fast, because the longer we drag this fight out, there's a chance that there won't be any more thunder. And Kagura's like, yep, let's do this. I'll act as a decoy, and while I keep Seiren distracted, you go in with an attack. And Boruto's like, yep, let's do this. And I actually liked the strategy that these two came up with. So we cut to Funamashi, and he's trying to find Kagura, and this is where he ends up hearing Kagura calling out to Seiren from the warehouse, and he goes towards the warehouse. And yeah, While Kagura is acting as a decoy, this is when Naruto goes in and he uses these flash palettes in order to figure out where Seiren is hiding. He goes towards her. However, Seiren is able to keep him away by breaking one of the crates. Bruto falls to the ground, and Seiren is like, "Yep, bye bye." And Bruto's like, "Not so fast," because while Bruto was on the ground and keeping Seiren distracted, this is where Kagura comes in with his sword, and he actually slashes at Seiren. At first, I thought that Funomashi was going to come between them, but no, Seiren does get hurt. She falls, and yeah, before Kagura and Boruto can do anything to her, this is where Funomashi comes in, and Kagura is like, "Be on your guard, Boruto, be ready." But Funomashi isn't here to fight, he's here to take her away, and he picks her up. He uses a water wall jutsu, and he runs away, and as he's running away, something from his pocket falls to the ground, or maybe it's from Seiren's pocket. I'm not really sure, but we'll get to that near the end of the episode. So yeah, the fight is over. Everyone is doing okay. They're very happy that Boruto and Kagura are safe. And this is where Kagura is like, "You know what, Buntan, Kyoho, Hibichigo, I want you all to help me help me take down the Funato clan. We need leads. We need to figure out where Seiren is." And Hibichigo is like, "Really? You want my help?" And Kagura's like, "Yep, I need your help." And Hibichigo is like, "Yeah, I'll do that." So yeah, I guess Hibichigo, after seeing that Kagura has forgiven her and that Metal Lee also helped save her life, I think Hibichigo won't be attacking Kagura anymore. But let's see what happens. So yeah, we also get the scene where Salad is like, "Okay, everyone, let's get to work. And I'm like, "Yep." Even though Denki is the captain of his team as well, when it comes to the hierarchy of captains, I think that even Denki knows that Salad ranks above him in a sense, and he's okay with taking orders from her. So we cut to Ikeda. He's in his room, and I think it's Funomashi who goes to Ikeda and tells him about what happened to his sister. And of course, he's worried about sister, and he runs off, leaving his things behind. And then we get to see Kagura, Salad, and Denki going over the thing that fell in the warehouse, and it's basically some sort of code that they will need to crack. And then, yeah, the episode is coming to a close, and we get to see Ikeda being worried about Seiren, and it turns out that she'll be okay. She's not in danger of dying. And he's like, "Okay, so who did this?" And Funomashi tells him that it was Kagura and another guy. And yeah, of course, Ikeda is very, very angry. And again, I'm looking forward to seeing Ikeda versus Boruto. And let's see how that pans out. And the episode ends with Boruto basically wondering why Seiren was treating him as a very serious enemy. He didn't get an answer from her, and I'm like, "You know what? I think that the reason that Seiren is actually against Boruto is because she is kind of jealous. She doesn't like the fact that Ikeda thinks of Boruto as his friend. And I think that Seiren wants Ikeda to get rid of Boruto and become closer to his own family, but that's just my opinion. I will be doing a review of this for the Geekieri. The link to my review will be down in the comment section below as soon as it's published. Let me know what you thought of the episode. Again, I really enjoyed this episode. I like the strategy. I like the battle with Seiren. However, this was a very short battle, and I want a serious big battle. So let's see if that happens. They have to give us a serious big battle, right? I'm still looking forward to seeing Mitsuki going up against the Funato clan. I want to see Salad go up against the Funato clan. But yeah, hopefully we'll get such battles. And until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed. See you guys later. Bye.